Sagittarius, welcome back for your twin flame video. I'd like to wish you guys a Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year, and those of you who are new, welcome. In this read, we are going to do earth, air, fire, water. So if you're dealing with a particular element of a twin flame, you can have a little bit of an insight into what is going on with that. Now, if you are needing to make a booking over the silly season, the link is directly below. I will be taking emergency bookings. Many people have booked ahead of time, but regardless, there still is availability, and if you do need a booking, you can go to the link. Now, we'll have a look at what the energy is coming through. Now, be mindful that we are in a very reflective stage, especially with all the energies that have gone retrograde during the year. We're coming to the point where Christmas is coming, so we're sort of like, can be agitated, thinking, gosh, is any transformation coming? I am physically feeling that any transformations that are coming, if they do hit during this month, it's going to be a complete 360. Now, there can be chaos around that time, so be mindful because it is in such a short pocket of time, and it is a karmic ending month where we're moving through the frequency, casting assessments, and moving towards a road in which we feel is correct for us. Some may be feeling spiritually, gosh, is this ever going to get off the ground? Others of you will be feeling to the point, okay, is this karmic cycle ever going to end? Some of that is seeping into January. There is also a pocket between January and March where transformations, very large transformations, will be coming through at that time frame. So without further ado, we'll get into the reading. Okay, now some sense of an energy is coming through, and a crowning energy for you guys where you feel you know how this is going to go. You knew that in going a particular way about something, after the fact, it was like, wow, okay, I kind of did see this coming, but I kind of didn't. You do know that old cycles, old ways of doing things are very much transforming, and it's really that energy inside your mind that you're meditating upon at the moment. You do feel in some shape or form you invested at an incorrect level or benchmark, and that you might have put not enough in or too much. And it's really casting assessments on every aspect of life, down to your finances, your romance, old connections. Really doing that revert back and revert forward to what way to go from here. You do have hope in the situation of moving directly forward, and you do feel it's necessary in order to move your life forward, and you're picking up the pieces of what remains in order to move towards your desired outcome. For some of you, it might be meditation upon the false start you had with your counterpart and wondering how to bring that full circle. Some of you might be on guard about this and protecting your heart, so it can be some heart chakra work that actually needs dealing with. In a sense of being stuck, I feel at the heart of it, you know deep down is a mindset over an actual 3D situation. I do feel that anyone on either side that is stuck is going to have a realization of where you have direct power, and you will implement it immediately. There is great fertility when it comes to this connection, so it may be during this time, you know, any plans you're wanting, you can really get off the ground. Even in the planning stage, it is at that aspect of manifestation. So even if you're merely meditating and deciding, it's still setting the intention and moving the frequency forward. However, if you aren't wanting to fall pregnant this month, be very careful, because there is the frequency in the air connected to your zodiac sign that very much there is fertility around you. It might be that you hear someone does fall pregnant as well. Now, another thing I'm seeing is what they're putting in is what they're going to get out, and I feel they're having an understanding of this at this point. This can be the way in which you're looking at your twin as well if you are a feminine. It's like, okay, I'm really changing the amount of what I'm putting in and what I'm getting out, and that's the same on masculine side as well, what they're thinking. With the way things stand at the moment, you're quite bored, connected to how they've been traveling in your own particular 3D life, and you need something to shake it up and change it. You don't want to be on defense, but you know, it's like you're taking your guard down because you physically do have all the tools you need to directly deal with any 3D situations. Now, the blocks that are directly connected to you moving forward and anything that you spiritually decide to this month. Okay, the block is the actual aspect of the stagnation. So it is this anticipation that, gee, you know, we're moving into the silly season. Can we move this forward? Can we do this at such a late date in the game? That may be blocking you due to your notion of a 3D level of, hey, it's Christmas, hey, it's New Year's, let's not disrupt the bucket. But again, what blocks you makes you. So it may be your frequency changes to the point where you throw caution to the wind and move beyond it. It is going to take a lot of effort as well. So it may be that you feel incredibly fatigued this month and you're thinking, gosh, I do know what I want. The block isn't that I don't want it. It's that I'm very tired due to this retrograde cycle. You're also tired of the way something stands right now. You're being very cautious, especially when it comes to finances and how to move life forward in order to get the best out of the situation. So the financial aspect, your emotions may be directly connected to your financial state in moving forward to offer something to your twin if you're a masculine. Regardless, feminine or masculine, within this zodiac sign, you are feeling quite fatigued. You have worked very hard this year. You do feel you've had a strike of bad luck, but I am feeling as though you need to pause and meditate prior to interception. Now, if you're dealing with an earth sign with this particular element, when I say element, I mean Sagittarius. Cross-referencing is difficult. Okay, so the earth signs connected to Sagittarius, they feel they've learnt all they need to, and it feels like a lesson has been made, a lesson has been formed. So whatever you've both gone through, you've learnt something out of this direct situation, and very much you've balanced out the masculine aspect in both of you. And there is a balancing coming around. It is either, you know, you or your twin wishes to move it to the next level in a more mature stance. But you are very sad in a frequency energy of longing for this person. I do feel the separation is causing angst, although the transformation has happened at a 3D level, regardless of seeing them or not. Spiritually, I'm saying is that it has changed. But the distance and the nostalgia connected to missing this twin on either side for both of you is actually causing a bit of grief emotionally. If you're dealing with an air sign, Sagittarius, now it may be that you're not with them and you're wondering, are they going to accept a reunion? It's also that part of the journey you're wondering whether they wish to have this journey with you, or whether they look at you as a friend. I do feel at a fatigue level, you're scared to actually hear something that might come through in a negative way, but you're looking at it 2-3D. It's very much a spiritual connection, and if you are the feminine, you know, be mindful that transformations do happen. And so if you're reflecting back on an old frequency, it doesn't necessarily mean it stays exactly the same, especially when all we have to go by is the past. Be in the moment right now, because very much I feel you guys are thinking exactly the same right now, that perhaps they don't wish to have a connection with you. But I do feel it's a temporary delay, and for Sagittarius, the reason why is due to finances and fatigue over any other 3D situation right now. Even if they are with a karmic, again, I am directly saying it's a mental anguish with the fatigue that is the issue over any 3D connection. Fire signs, if you're dealing with a Sagittarius, there might be some false faces going on where you're feeling they're not interested, they're not into you, you're not into them. It's like putting a brave face on. You know, feeling that you don't want to work at the situation or that you've done the work. It just feels cross wires connected to the two of you right now. I do feel the fire signs are very cross. It can go vice versa, but it just feels a cross energy connected to the two. And it may be an aspect of immaturity either on your side or their side that is directly blocking this connection. If the cross wires can transfer to a point you understand the way in which they've done something previously isn't what the current 3D situation is right now. Right now, it's feeling more that they're fatigued, so the way in which they're reacting to you has more to do with that than the actual past tense situation. So I'm not making light of what happened in the past on either side. I'm more stating that, you know, what's coming through in the Sagittarius energy is great fatigue. However, with the fire signs, it feels that it's more the old frequency of what happened and the frustration connected to the year of retrograde. It may also be that they've done the work and they're frustrated with this and they're like, come on, hurry up, depending on how this directly goes on either side. If you're dealing with a water sign, okay, their frequency's changed. They're more consistent in their approach directly connected to you. I feel when they're talking to you, if you do choose to talk to this counterpart, I do feel they're very grounded. You're going to see them being a lot more consistent, and that goes vice versa. So if you've been concerned, water signs, that your twin being a Sagittarius had not been, it's saying yes, they will. And it does go both ways. Okay, they might not be feeling as abundant internally or at a 3D level. They may be struggling with their finances, but they are still in that friendly frequency of being open to it. So they're grounded and they've had a lot stripped away from their life. So who they are right now is almost shocked. I'm just seeing a very shocked face on the card. I'll show you that. Just very... Something has really humbled their frequency. I do feel when they see you, they're going to be quite shocked. And the fire signs are going to be to that point where they're very, what would the word be? Putting on a brave face. Putting on a brave face despite the hurt. Earth signs will be really asking, has a lesson been learnt? And air signs are going to be shocked if you are actually offering them a reunion because they feel you don't want that, or vice versa. I'll leave it at that for this point. Again, if you are wanting a booking, you can go to the link directly below. Some of the actual readings will be unavailable temporarily during the silly season, but still the emergency bookings will be available via telephone or Skype. So you can inbox me for those or purchase them via the website. The other aspect of things will be the videos, and the email readings will be available as well. Regardless, I hope you are very safe. I hope you look after yourself, and I'll see you on YouTube during the month for the Twin Flame updates live.